just left Kemah, Texas. We've been working on this for a year and a half. We finally got out of Kemah and we're heading down to the Gulf and hopefully across the Gulf to Florida. And it's been crazy trying to get out. We had about 18 knots of wind just trying to get out of the marina. But we're going to see how this goes, and eventually we'll explain how we got here. Carla?
Hello. We're heading up towards the Houston ship channel right now, and everything's good so far.
Carlos?
How's it going? I'm just a worker. Oh, I got you.
Alright, so, and Bodie's here. Bodie, you want to sing again? Say, I'm so happy. Tell everybody. I'm so happy. Happy. So, here we are again, cruising along, and we are out past the ship channel in Galveston Bay. And there's all kinds of weird crap all around us because they littered Galveston Bay, the oil companies, with all kinds of weird structures that they never did anything with or never tore down. It's a nice day out, pretty windy, a little rolly. Carlos, what do you think?
Yeah, a little windy, a little rolly.
You got nothing original?
Roly-poly. No, but it's sunny outside.
All right, we won't talk to Carlos for a little while until he gets his story straight. Carla, you're doing good.
Thank you so much. Trying to avoid obstacles.
She makes a great chauffeur and a great human being all the way around. And Bodie, how do you feel? Poor Bodie over here is trying to figure this one out. So we made it through the first night. And we're going to see how this sunrise is. Alright, we're out in the middle of the Gulf. Finally near some blue water. We've been living in brown water in Kemah, Texas. Nasty brown water for a year and a half trying to get this boat ready to do this crossing. So we are now, it's day 2. Super beautiful blue water. And hopefully in 5 days, maybe 6 days, 5 days we'll be in Florida. We don't know. It's not ideal conditions, but it's not bad. It's pretty nice out. So we got Bodie over here relaxing. He's happy as can be. Bodie, you happy? Tell us. Say, I'm happy. Happy. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Carlos, you happy?
Yes, sir. I'm very happy right now.
Carlos sounds very happy right now. Alright, we're on day, what are we on day? What is today? Day 3 or 4?
Yeah, day 3.
We're on day 3. We just finished up night 2. Our second night out in the Gulf. It's pretty rough right now. I'm having a motor sail because the winds have just not been quite right. But otherwise pretty good. We had a pretty uncomfortable day. Was it yesterday?
Yes, sir.
Yesterday was pretty uncomfortable. This is definitely a taxing experience in certain ways, but really cool. Amazing sunrise. So hopefully one more day or a couple more days and we'll be into Pensacola. So it's day 4 And as you can see, it's so foggy out we can hardly see in front of us. It's about as foggy as we've seen it. It's the most foggy we've seen it, period. We can see nothing. But we got the radar on and we're pretty comfortable with it. We've been working with it for quite some time now. So we trust the equipment. How's your trip been?
So far, so good. Very eventful.
You like the crazy dolphins?
Yeah, I did. It just came out of nowhere. It was like middle of the night. It just popped up.
Carlos thought he was going to get attacked by a dolphin. I think it's great. I think it's great that he's going to go home and talk about trying to get attacked by a dolphin.
No one can say that, Steve. At least back in Texas.
But anyway, so everything's good, man. We're just sitting back, relaxing, and Carla's downstairs resting up because she had a couple of really rough days of seasickness, and we had a pretty rough, about a day and a half, and about, about 18, 20 knots of wind and pretty heavy seas, and we were beating into the wind, so it was like miserable, wondering when it was going to be over. But now it's great. Everything's beautiful. All right, so we're here in Lake Gulf of Mexico. As you can see, it looks like a friggin' lake. All right, Carlos, how was your trip so far?
It's been adventurous, Sifu. Pretty good.
How would you describe it?
Yeah, last night was pretty rough.
Like a dog's life.
Yeah.
A bit rough.
Yes, sir.
Woody dog, come here. Sit down with your mommy.
Here, sit. You guys can't take pictures. You're seeing. Lay down or sit. Sit right there.
So these giant rigs out here are the things that everybody's worried about running into when you cross the Gulf. And if you look at them, you can kind of understand why. They're all over the friggin' place. They're relatively easy to maneuver around, but we ran into a couple that we saw on the charts and we saw on radar that weren't listed on the charts. And we're pretty sure what we saw was these rigs because they have sort of a certain look on radar. But really strange. So Carla's out on the deck of the boat brushing her hair, and it's really calm out, which is perfect time for it. Go ahead, Carla. Tell them what you think.
Out here. Oh, it's really nice out here. Beautiful. Nice and calm.
You're happy with your trip
Definitely.
now?
Yeah. First couple of days were rough with seasickness, but now it's really nice.
All right, Carla, so after 5 days at sea, what is happening right at the moment?
We have land over that way.
Land ho! We see land finally after 5 days at sea, and it's kind of rough out here right now. But we're trying to get into Pensacola, and we're having a motor sail in because we just are beating against the wind. So
16 miles an hour
16 knots?
with 16 knots with higher gusts.
We got between 16 to 18 knot winds, sometimes almost 20. But there's land out there. Carlos doesn't care about the land right now. He doesn't believe he's going to get to it. So until he gets to it and he gets to kiss it and hug it, he don't give a crap about it.
Yeah.
Oh, and look at Bodie.
And then of course Bodie is like a little too relaxed about it all. He don't care. He just wants to take a freaking nap.
Bodie's like the honey badger.
So anyway, It's been a great trip, but wow, what an experience. So we got a couple, we're showing about 2 to 3 hours to get into Pensacola. So we're coming into Pensacola. We finally made it into the channel. There's white sand beaches, and we're just lining ourselves up to the red buoys and just gonna head in up to the ICW, and then we're gonna try to find an anchorage. What a trip. All right, so we're in Pensacola, Florida. We crossed the freaking Gulf. And don't let anybody tell you that sailing is just this wonderful thing. It's a cross between heaven and hell. There's a whole lot of hell, and then heaven. And right now we're in heaven, enjoying Pensacola. And actually, we just had about 2 days of hell. And being new to this, it was pretty freaky. But right now, it was a huge payoff. I mentioned earlier that sailing was like heaven and hell, but a better way to say it is that there were so many amazing experiences. And along with that, there was some pretty uncomfortable moments, a couple of days of rough conditions. I also want to explain the name Lohan. Lohan means monk in Chinese, and that has to do with all the years I trained in martial arts, and we thought we'd bring that into what we were doing. We'll explain more in the next video about how we got here and why we're doing this.